Thomas Weather.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by these fine sponsors. Hear Rich's forecast hourly on these Blue Water Broadcasting radio stations.
Hey, good morning, everybody. On this Monday morning, it is the 7th day of October. Time as I make this is 4:08 a.m. I have the new advisory from the National Hurricane Center on Milton. We'll get to Milton in 1 second. Let me start with our weather first, and then we'll get into Milton. We have a pretty good scenario for the week ahead. Today will be very warm because we have a cold front approaching, but it won't get here yet today. So I've got us in the upper 80s to around 90 degrees today. But there is some fresh fall air in our future. I think by the middle of the week, highs will only be in the low 80s with low humidity. And nights by Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, probably beyond that, will be in the 50s. In fact, I think by dawn on Friday and Saturday morning, we will be in the lower 50s. So the coolest air of the season is on the way. And by the way, that cold front will also be one of the steering factors for Hurricane Milton. So let's talk about Milton. This is a brand new 4 o'clock advisory from the National Hurricane Center. Forgive me if I put some glasses on here. The storm now a Category 2 with 100 mile an hour winds and moving off to the generally to the east, a little east-southeast at about 8 miles per hour. Pressure down to 972 millibars, and a brand new hurricane watch and storm surge watch has been issued for the west coast of Florida, generally from about Fort Myers to Cedar Key, with the Tampa Bay area right in the center. All right, so this is a big deal. Expected to rapidly intensify, could become a major Category 3 hurricane by, let's say, around 1 o'clock today. That's what they're forecasting, if you take the information here literally. And maybe 24 hours into the future, 145 mile an hour strong Category 4 hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico, maybe weakening just a little bit right before landfall on Wednesday night to 125 miles per hour, still a Category 3, maybe still a Category 4, we don't know, but 125 is serious business. Now, as you probably know, winds are not the big deal in a hurricane. Winds are down the list. Storm surge is the big deal in a hurricane. Water, and this could be a benchmark storm. Of course, the Tampa Bay benchmark storm of all time is 1921, and they have had great luck since 1921, but this may it's going to come close to probably the Tampa Bay area unless the track changes. But that would be right now the center of the cone if you take the cone literally. You're not supposed to look at the center of the cone. The cone is huge, covering much of the Florida peninsula. And by the way, even the east coast of Florida is still going to have some serious impacts from this storm as it develops over the next day or two. So this is another potential disaster for the United States, and specifically the state of Florida, coming 11 days after tremendous damage along the west coast of Florida from Helene. 11 days after landfall. So this is a pretty big deal. All right, we'll stay on top of it. There's a lot of great graphics in the blog section below. If you're watching on YouTube wondering how to get to our blog, there's instructions on how to see it on our website, on Facebook, on Twitter, and also on our weather app. All right, this morning everything is normal, including live on the radio 6 to 9 on News Talk 93.1 WACV. There'll be another update for you tomorrow morning, of course, in the 4 o'clock hour, including the video, which is this is what this is, of course, and the blog update as well. Your forecast whenever you want it across the dial on 8 radio stations, the Blue Water family of stations. I can't imagine 11 days after Helene, another major hurricane disaster is about to happen. I'll talk to you later.